Hey guys, Hitman89 here, making a video for buygames.ps, and this is my honest review on Battlefield 2042. 3 years after Battlefield 5 and its World War II setting, we've got ourselves a near future setting where the climate change effects are scary, crazy, and beautiful at the same time. So the question we're gonna be answering today is Battlefield 2042 worth $60 or should you save your money for another game? Without further ado, we're gonna start this review with the graphics. First of all, let me tell you that this review was shot on Xbox Series X, and as you can see, the game looks good. It doesn't really look insane though, or next gen, but the weather effects, smoke, fire, and explosions are great. All versions of the game are meant to run at 60 FPS, even the PS4 and Xbox One versions, but they look way worse, so keep that in mind. Moving on to the animations, from up close, everything or almost everything looks alright, but if you pay attention to distant players, you'll notice that most of the time they don't have a running animation, which looks pretty hilarious. What's not so hilarious though is the performance. Like I said, I reviewed the game on Series X, but even PC players with super powerful rigs kept complaining about how bad the game runs. Basically, right now, Battlefield 2042 runs like crap on all platforms. The servers can also be laggy and seem to be having all kinds of issues. Now let's move on to the sound. I usually love Battlefield's sound design, but I don't know what went wrong this time, cause I feel like weapons aren't loud enough and some of them even sound the same. I really hope the devs do something about it, cause in my opinion, it's what makes Battlefield so immersive. You know what? I'll just let you listen to the game audio for 10 to 15 seconds so you can make up your mind about it, and then we'll talk about the gameplay.
Keep breathing!
And now we're gonna be taking a closer look at the gameplay, and we're gonna start with the good stuff. Conquest and Breakthrough modes now have 128 players on next gen and PC, still 64 on Xbox One and PS4 though. The second good thing I want to talk about is the new Plus system, which allows you to change your attachments on the go, and it's a welcome addition. Speaking of welcome additions, the call-in system is also new, and it drop ships vehicles and robots right to your location, which can be very useful on bigger maps. By the way, there is a new game mode called Hazard Zone. It's a 32-player mode where you have to pick up data drives and head to the extraction point before you and your squad get wiped out by other squads. And before the start of each round, you have to use dark market credits, you know, the currency you've earned from previous rounds, to buy weapons and tools. In other words, Hazard Zone is a little bit like Escape from Tarkov, but worse. Which takes me to the bad stuff. I don't know if you know this, but Battlefield 2042 doesn't have a campaign. And as if that wasn't enough, there are only 2 game modes available: All Out War and Hazard Zone. Oh, and there aren't that many new maps either. Now when it comes to specialists, which replace classic Battlefield classes, they are quite unbalanced. They have gadgets and special abilities, some a lot more useful than others. But the rest can be customized and all weapons can be used by everyone, so maybe they should only keep specialists for Hazard Zone and have the usual classes for Conquest and Breakthrough. Another important issue is the gunplay. It doesn't feel great. I usually enjoy how weapons feel on Battlefield, but something feels off here. And it's true that the game is way less buggy than in the open beta version, but it's still far from being ready for launch. Also, having crossplay with PC players with no keyboard and mouse support on console is ridiculous, but disabling crossplay makes those waiting for players to join screens last an eternity. So you either get the crap beaten out of you by keyboard and mouse users, or you spend most of your time looking for a game. Which takes me to the next point. The aim assist is currently broken, and the classic scoreboard has been replaced by this one, which only shows your team. There is no voice chat either, and all around the lack of game modes and content is pretty obvious. On the other hand, Portal mode can keep the game alive for a very long time, because apart from having 6 classic maps from Battlefield 3, Bad Company 2, and Battlefield 1942, so 2 maps each, it allows players to create their own modes and set their own rules. So there's plenty of fun to be had there. That being said, Portal mode was supposed to be the icing on the cake, not the cake itself. Which takes us to the fun factor. Even though this game is a mess right now, it's still fun to play, especially classic maps through the Battlefield portal. Not only they run and feel better than the new stuff, but for some reason they were also more exciting and enjoyable to play. But the laggy servers, the horrible performance, and the multiple glitches and bugs weren't far from ruining the whole experience. Now when it comes to the value for money, the fact this game doesn't have a campaign should be enough to make its price go from 60 to 40 bucks, and that's without even taking into consideration the game's current state, which is a mess. So Battlefield 2042 shouldn't be 60 bucks, let alone 70 on next-gen consoles. People who pre-ordered the game are basically gonna be beta testers for almost a year until the performance issues are fixed, the bugs ironed out, and until enough content is added to the game to justify its price tag. So ironically, what I enjoyed the most on Battlefield 2042 is everything that's not Battlefield 2042. Playing Bad Company 2 and Battlefield 3 through the portal was much more fun than all the new stuff, and when you add to that all the technical issues, bugs, and missing features, and most importantly, no campaign, you end up with a slightly above average game. So I'm giving it a 6 out of 10. If you're a huge Battlefield fan and you can get the game for a good price, then go for it. But for everyone else, wait until most issues are fixed and the game is heavily improved, even though in its current state, it's still fun to play, so it's up to you. Oh, and if you want to get Battlefield 2042 for cheap, or any other game for that matter, head over to buygames.ps, the best website that sells PlayStation and Xbox games for amazingly low prices, and they're the only ones that offer a lifetime warranty on all of their products. You'll find the link in the description. I hope you found this video useful, hit the like button if you did, and please don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel. It's been Hitman89, see you guys very soon.